to get back on my feet and walk again and do what I used to do.
32-year-old Mary Adobia Ejakum has been diagnosed with tuberculosis of the spine, which can affect several tissues outside the lungs, including the spine. This illness has rendered her spineless. I am here in Nsewam to see Mary. Mary is suffering from a special condition that has to do with the spinal that has disabled her for the past year. Mary has not been able to function normally ever since. Mary has been living with the condition for the past year. She cannot walk nor sit for long.
It started like my heart. I was feeling some pains there, so we went there. I spent some 2 or 3 days there. We came home, and still it was not improving. And we went to Achimota Hospital too. They did all the tests they could and the labs. They didn't see anything.
Deprived by a regular life due to her condition, Mary survives every day by a glimmer of hope, albeit her future is riddled with uncertainty.
You know, it's difficult if you want something and you cannot get up and do it yourself. You can imagine, you used to walk, do everything, and now you cannot. Initially, I wanted to be a nurse and I didn't get the help to be a nurse, so I wanted my son to be a doctor for me. So as a young girl, I want to do my best to see him where I couldn't.
The 32-year-old can barely wink a sleep. In some instances, no sleep at all due to excruciating pain, an effect of the tuberculosis of the spine, a rather rare disease.
I still have a hope. I believe and I know he will not forsake me. The money I need for the surgery is 98,400 Ghana Cedis. I have been able to raise a little. It's not enough. So I need their help. I need them. I can't do it on my own. I don't have anything now. I need their support.
A rather piercing sound constantly disrupted by attention as the ceiling of Mary's room clattered. This drove me to pry further to know how Mary passes each day, all by her lonely self without any aid. Mary lives here with her 2-year-old son and her 78-year-old mother, who caters for her daily needs. Born as the 7th among her mother's children, Mary's mother could not get over the socially exuberant life of her adorable daughter.
Ne life krama nipa on perform pabwa. And you say I had to wait some my children in Pabua go hatcherawa. I don't for a boamina, the banner to me and auntie mammy. See me to wait with the master minion amanyami.
It was time for lunch, so I wanted to see how Mary prepares her meals and manages to eat all by herself when her mom is not at home. Mary wrote to her friends for help, but the response she received was not to satisfaction. Because she has run out of money, she now resorts to the intervention of God.
I'm a senior brother to Mary Adobia Ejekum, who is suffering from tuberculosis of the spine. Almost a week now, we brought her to the church because we are waiting for the month so that we can do the surgery. So whilst we are waiting for the money, we brought her to the church to support her in prayers.
To have more insight into Mary's condition, I decided to visit Dr. Fortune Lawe, a senior radiographer, one of the lead doctors who diagnosed Mary of the somewhat life-threatening condition.
This is the radiograph of Mary Adobia Ejekum. Mary reported here on the 6th of May for an MRI of the spine with difficulty in walking. Upon the scan, we detected tuberculosis of the spine, and it is fast spreading. We referred her to Focus Orthopedic Center for urgent surgery so that it can limit the spread of the tuberculosis. Without that, it's likely she may lose her life. So that is what is needed to be done now. Now, tuberculosis of the spine is contracted when one maybe is being infected from one person. Like maybe tuberculosis normally comes from like airborne disease. Now it's moves from the lungs to the bones, and because the bones has a huge blood supply, it multiplies quickly, and that is why we can see the mass over there. So if it is not treated urgently, it will continue multiply and we may lose air.
Tuberculosis is believed to be endemic in West Africa. However, TB of the cervical spine is rare. Pod disease, otherwise known as tuberculosis of the spine, is usually due to hematogenous spread from other sides, often the lungs. The lower thoracic and upper lumbar vertebra are the areas of the spine most often affected. It causes a kind of tuberculous arthritis of the intervertebral joints. As fate may allow, Mary's survival may depend on the benevolence of the public to help her raise a budget amount of 98,400 to alleviate her from the rare disease which has rendered her almost immobile. Until Mary can heave a sigh of relief to gain her normal life with her family back again, she may have to religiously count on her stars for the appointed day of deliverance. Reporting for GH1 News, Godwin Asidima.